Good afternoon, everybody. Tuesday already, 7th of January. Goodness me, where's the time flying? It always does. And yeah, I'm going to have a half an hour or so of a nice sort of chilled out moment with you all. And here I go. I've got a white tile and I've put a little bit of blue ink on there. Spritzed it, just left it to dry. So I've sort of top and bottom really, nothing crazy. So I'm going to turn it around so I've got a bit of white. I'm going to leave that bit white. I'm going to have that bit in there, the top there. And let's make a start, shall we? I'm going to come straight in with pen. Let's do it. Hey, Leslie. And we've got Vicky there. Hi there. So here we go. Are we ready? I'm going to sort of start in this area here. I'm going to put a little bit of a, let's have a look, a blob, for want of a better word. Please don't panic if it wants a blob. There you go. Now, I don't need to worry about this. If you think, oh, no, I want to do this in pencil first, go ahead. It's absolutely fine. There we go. And in the middle there, I'm going to put a little bubble there. Okay, looks like a fried egg at the minute, doesn't it? Let's put some lines around it. So I'm going to go this way, look. Like so. And then as I get round here, I'm going to sort of twist it and go this way. I'm not worried about splitting things up there. They can be a little bit uneven. It's fine. A couple of little lines in there as we go. See, just sort of flicking outwards. Like that. All right. So far, so good. Let's do another one. So I've not gone sort of too big with these. They're only little bits. But I want to get a few in here. So I thought we'd start straight forward and get these in. I'm going to go right to the end there. And along. And then get some little kind of flicks going in. Don't have to be two in each one, it can be any. Let's have a look at that in context, shall we? So you can see the size, see, not massive. And I'm going to put another one in. So I'm going to put a few of these shapes in so you can sort of see where I'm going with it. Now they're the largest. I'm going to have one coming off there. And then as I work my way up, they're going to get just a little bit smaller. See, not huge, like little fluffy clouds, or if you stick some legs on these, they could look like sheep, couldn't they? Lots of different variations. I'm going to put one in the middle there. And then as I sort of work my way up, see, these are a little bit smaller still. I'm going to come back and put the detail in a minute. I just thought for now now we sort of know what we're doing. Let's kind of head up the piece, put a few in. Easy to draw, aren't they? These pretty straightforward. I'm just drawing little blobs. And I'm going to do some sort of up there, but again, see they've got a bit smaller. And again, a little bit smaller as they work their way up there. Right, I'm going to sort of fill in another one, I think, here. I can sort of see where they're going now, so I want that kind of cascading feel going on. So let's put some sort of decoration in between with all these now. Again, of course, as they get smaller, so will my centre bits. Right into there. Okay, and along and into those. Sort of each one. Again, I'm kind of doing it muscle memory wise, aren't I? So I'm coming in with all these lines first, then I'll go back in and put all the flicks in after. They don't take long though. Quite a quick little piece, this. So turning them from fried eggs into little flowers. Hopefully, anyway. Whatever you want to call them. Or wandering its way around there. And in again. You see how it sort of flows through, you know, and then as you get to the top there, you're just slightly turning that curve and taking it in the other direction. So you've kind of got, you know, a little bit of a slightly different feel as it works its way around. See? And into this one, look, that's sort of sitting behind. And along there. As we go. So it's fitting in there, like so. And along there. Okay, not too bad there. All right, so I'm going to put a few of them in here as well. I want to make them, these are kind of the biggies. Not huge, but you see they're a little bit bigger. They're sort of in the foreground there, so to speak, yeah? Maybe one sort of wandering off. And again, let's put those centre bits in. I say centre, that's quite a loose centre. They don't have to be. And along we go with those. Same sort of thing. And into that one. And to that one. Okay. So far so good. Flicks. Again, don't think you've got to get 2 in every one. You know, if you can only get 1, just put 1 in. It's not a problem. From the centre outwards. Centre outwards. Let's go in a little bit more with that. So watch, look. Centre outwards. So you're going to get a slightly thicker line in the middle. Let's do that one there, look. If you do it as that way, rather than a blob on the end if you do it the other way. Okay. So we'll follow that round. And into those little bits we go. So, see, they're kind of small. As you're getting further up here, you don't want to be flicking too far out. And you're just sort of wandering in and around. And wandering around as such. And there we go. See, sort of little bits. Okay, going to zoom out then. Let's have a look at what's going on there, if it'll let me. Oh, do you know, sometimes you sort of move your fingers along and it doesn't want to it doesn't want to do it. It's like, zoom out. I think my fingers are a bit cold. That's better. There we go. So let's join these up a little bit. I'm going to sort of start here and I'm going to put myself a bit of a line in. Again, it can be a little bit wavy. You see how it sort of wanders up and along. And it's going to do another one. So imagine it's sort of the same thing and it's going to be a little bit thicker. You see there? But then I'm going to kind of branch it off. Let's bring that down. See, it's like a double. And then sort of underneath there, we can sort of take that a little bit thinner as it goes towards the edge. You see? Then here, I'm going to come out, look. A little wavy line. Make it a little bit thicker there, look, and it's sort of almost coming to join that point. Let's join that one. Like so. So we've got a little bit of a branch thing going on. This is kind of in its own space, so I'm going to put something on there to make it look like it belongs. Same with these ones. You see, just want it to join to something. It's not like it's in mid-air. See, this one we know it's connected to this little branch here. So I'm going to come out of this little space here as well, and I'm going to have another kind of wavy line. You see I sort of flicked off at the end there. Watch again. Flick off at the end. And there, look. There's another one up here, sort of along there and into that one. Okay, and then let's do one. I don't want them all to be the same. I want slightly different. You see? And then definitely here, look, I'm going to come out and sort of around as a bit of a wavy line like that. Okay? See if I can zoom in again. So what I want to do here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dead easy. Yeah. And we're going to do little clusters of them, sort of around these shapes we've just created. And you can do little ones as well. But we want to sort of have, you know, like a little bit of a... Imagine spring, it's only around the corner. And, you know, all these little kind of flowers starting to come out. See, little twists. There's a few there. Now, I'm not going to do loads and loads and loads. I'm going to sort of put a few around, see how I feel about them, and then I can come back and add more if I need to. If you do a complete cluster on one side and think, I don't think I need any more, you've then got to do the same on all of them. So let's, yeah, take our time. And put a few in, but don't go crazy. Little bits. All right. Okay. Let's put a few in here. See, I'm not trying to get them all exactly the same shape. They're sort of going to be part of the rest of the design, really. So we're not going to have to think about doing any shading on these, so to speak. They're going to kind of just sort of sit there, do their own thing. So let's put one in there. Oh, and a few at this bottom edge. See, I'm getting a lot quicker with them now, and as I do that, they're slightly changing shape, but I don't mind. You see? Let's have a little look at that. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to put a few in here, look. Just because we don't want it to sort of appear that they're just suddenly starting there. We want to see how they've sort of developed and where they've grown from. So let's have a few. So you can sit behind and things like that. And let's have a look. A few round here, I reckon. Let's just have a couple little lines coming in. These are a little bit bigger, I suppose, because these are going to be in the foreground. So a few sort of sitting there, a few little lines coming up there. You know, it's just sort of a bit of interest. Okay, so far so good. So I can add more of those if I want to, but for now I'm going to leave it. I'm coming with my pencil, and I'm going to turn my piece so it's this way, and I do want to have, let's have a look, a little bit of a line along here. Now this is halfway, so I don't want it halfway. I'm going to come further down than that, about here. Okay, let's have a look at that. All right, so you see I've gone across the whole thing. I'm not going to worry about that bit there. I can even add more flowers if I need to. And then here I want to put a little bit of, let's say land, for want of a better word. There as well. Okay, and I want to put some clouds in, so I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to do ever so lightly sort of a bit of a wobbly line. See like that? Let's do another one. There you go. Let's have a look at that. Oh, look at them. So I'm doing it this way because I find it easier to do a vertical line like that, rather than trying to do it that way. It's just never going to happen for me doing it like that. So I'm going to go, you know, even smaller. Right, so we've got some clouds in the sky there. So we want a little bit of interest here. So let's see if I can warm my fingers up enough. They go to move. I can move out, but not in. So here, let's have a look. I'm going to put myself a little bit of land there. See a little bit of go, like so. And on here, I want to put like a little, imagine just a little sort of shape there. I'm going to put a little curve there like that. And then on the top here, I'm going to put another one. See, a bit smaller. Curve it again. Let's put some lines in there. And then another one, a bit smaller. Some lines in there. And then put another one. Even smaller. Can't get lines in that one. I'm going to put like a little triangular roof on the top. Okay. So I'm going to thicken up that bit there. Like a little Chinesey kind of house, just sort of on that little temple on that island there. So let's do another one further back. So let's imagine we go kind of here. So I'm going to go smaller than that one. This is why we're doing it in pencil first, because it's always tricky to actually do it smaller, because you sort of think you've got to go a bit bigger with it, but they're really quite tiny because we want them in the background. You see, it's a lot smaller. I'm still going to thicken that up a little bit. Yeah. And then sort of right on land. I don't know if I'm going to do anything on land actually. I'm going to sort of leave it like that. So I've got a bit of land there and a little bit of, see these vertical lines giving us a little bit of a feel of water. Okay, I think we need a couple of little birds, so maybe I'll put one little like that. Look, and then even smaller like that. Now, only when you're happy with that do you put it in with pen, because I know you've drawn all those lovely sort of like flowers to the side. And if you wanted to give a little bit more sense of depth, you could always come in and put this in with grey pen or something if you wanted to. But as it happens, I'm going to come in and go for it with my usual fine line. It'd look nice if you use your fountain pen as well. Could, depending on what colour you've got, of course. Let's put that little bit of land in. Let's get that in there. See, it sort of sits in the background. Let's put some of these lines in. See, that was on a little bit of wavy kind of land there. I'm not going to get too sort of bogged down with loads of lines here. We kind of get the impression now that it's a bit of water. So let's put these in. And don't worry if you don't get all the lines, anything like that, just not a problem. It's just getting that little bit of perspective in there, that little bit of distance. Okay, let's see, look at that. Let's have a little look at that, see if I can zoom out. Yay, there you go. See, they do look quite far away. Just going to put a bit of land so we can see that. Okay, so I think I'm not going to rub any of the pencil out there. I'm going to leave that, but I'm going to get rid of that, just that little bit there. We can sort of come back in and do our own thing in a bit. Okay, and as I say, because this is going all the way across and I've got this little gap here, I'm going to sort of come in. You could sort of fill it off and complete the land bit. Well, I think what I'm going to do is sort of fill that a little bit more with these sort of flowers, so I don't have to try and match it. See, so it looks like this sort of wandering off in the distance there, and there's all part and parcel of the same sort of design. See, let's put a few in there as well. See how it just sort of sits in the distance. Okay, so being that I've not done anything rubbing out wise with these, I'm not going to do too much, but it's going to soften out the pencil. Okay, just gives it that little bit. See, I've not put that in pen. So let's put that in pen. All right. So, all right, I'm swapping over now. I've got my my 2B pencil, And I'm going to add, depends on whether you want a nice sunny day or you want a few grey clouds in the sky. Or see, I'm just adding a little bit of pencil. Let's go in a bit so you can see that. See, a little bit of pencil in there. And then across this top edge, see, I'm going to add some there too. And then, of course, a bit on that land. On those lines properly this time. A bit there. See? Okay. Tortillon there. So looking at my clouds, just very gently softening off. All I want to do is give it a little bit of shadow there. You know? So it's nice to have a sunny day, but sometimes you do get a little bit of cloud in there. Not a problem. Okay. Let's put those in there.
Biggie step.
Into those bits. Okay. See, I'm just sort of softening out those little bits there. So it's got a little bit of something it's working to. Okay, let's have a little look at that. There you are. So that's given us a starting point, but of course all of this foreground needs to be a little bit brighter. We want to see that this is in the distance. So in order to do that, actually I think what I'm going to do before I do that, a little bit of white pencil. I'm going to use my regular white pencil for this because I've got that little bit of ink in the clouds you see in the background. I'm just going to come in with my white and just sort of go over those side bits just to be sure that they've got a bit of white and they're not looking too blue. Okay, so being that I've got a little bit of a hint of blue there, I think what would be nice at this front end is a little bit of orange. So that's what I'm going to sort of work on at the minute. Let's have a look. Okay, so it doesn't want to come out. So here we go. I've got my clementine and a bit of light red. So let's go in with the light red first. And what I'm going to do is add a little bit around each of those bubbles. And those little centerpieces there. All right. I'm not going to try and do too much. They're quite small. So. Oh, I didn't put any little lines on that. See, if I'd used watercolour pencils, I could have come back in and done it. But that's okay. So, just a little bit, see? Little bits. Don't get much there at all. And sort of work my way around into that. Okay. So let's have a look at this. So you see hardly anything at those little bits there, just sort of almost just like a hint. Yeah. And clementine. So there we go. So I'm going over that light red and I'm bringing out that orange. I'm not pressing on too much. Notice though it's not a complete sort of straight edge. I'm going out a little bit more on the lines. So it's sort of got a bit of a wave to it, just like the shape itself has. And it sort of works its way out like so. Let's do the same here. All right. So let's see how it sort of wanders around. Now I'm sort of going into swirls because they're a lot smaller, so there's no way I'm going to blend any of these. I'm not going to even try. See, just sort of bits. Back to the bottom section. Again, look, just going around, adding that little bit in. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to bring in my light orange now. Oh, look at that for a guess. Yeah, light orange. Let's get some of that around the edges. Okay, I'm going to swirl again. Now I'm not trying particularly to shade blend these in completely. I'm quite happy to have a little bit of texture going on there, especially with these at the front, because it just makes a little bit more interest there maybe. So in terms of the centerpiece, it's probably going to go with a blue or a purple. But you know, if you wanted to just do this with pencil, and you could have added pencil where I added the light red, and then tortillon the rest of it and pull it out a bit. Okay, so you see, quite sort of straightforward in that sense. I might come back and I think I will add a bit of mid-orange as well, just to sort of work that in a bit more. But you see, when I get to the top here, there's not that much to sort of filter in. Yeah, what have I got here? Look, a bit of mid-orange. Just at these front bits to work them in a bit more. Again, I'm not trying to completely fill in and do a perfect blend. They're too small to be faffing, so just want a little bit of extra depth in there. So giving it a little bit of detail, and then let's bring in, let's have a look. Do I want night sky or pepper jam? I'm going to go night sky. And a touch of night sky in there. Like so. See, I'm just doing a little bit, so I'm leaving some of it without any in there. Just gives it that little bit of depth as well, helps it out a bit. There we go. Okay, and then we just need a little bit of colouring on this tree. I don't want to go, let's have a look, teak maybe, but just a little bit, sort of on one edge, and then fade it off. So there it is, fade it off. A little bit, look, fade it off. It's obviously, it's got to have some substance to it. There's, we've got to kind of see that it's got structure there. So let's have a look. A bit of land at the back. I'm going to bring a touch of purple in with the lagoon. Just a little bit on that, in the distance there. Nothing too much, don't overdo it. Just gives it that bit of warmth in the background, see? And then these flowers, do you want to do anything with it? Just a little bit, I think. Let's have a, I'm going to come in with, I think, my mid-rose. I'm going to literally kind of put a cross on them. So I'm not trying to colour them in particularly. It's just about giving them a little bit of colour in that middle bit. Now I do have a couple of those little sort of stems at the bottom, don't I? I'm going to come back in with the teak. You see these? I'm almost just sort of touching. Okay. All right. There you go. So you see these little bits here? I'll bring my teak back in, just to get a little bit in there and there. Okay, I think just where I've put my lines here, I'm going to bring a little bit of dark sea blue in. I don't want to completely colour it, but I want to make sure that we know that's a little bit of water. There we go. All right, might even put a little bit of that in. Just over the top of that grey in those clouds. There we go. So there we go. Doesn't take long, does it? Once you sort of get into the grips of it, a little bit of colour on there, a little bit of depth, nothing crazy, and there he is. So last thing to do, sign my work. I'm going to put my initials here, sort of in the middle of all those flowers, and there we go. There is number 509, all done. for today. So, okay, have a lovely whatever's left of it. It's quite cold here, but the sun's out and it's shining. And then, of course, heading down to Hobby Maker tomorrow. So if you see the lives at 11 o'clock on Instagram, I'll be there. And I've got a few shows during the afternoon. So I should be saying hello to everybody there. So if you can watch or you want to see what we do a little bit more, have a look on there. So other than that, I will see you all here again on Friday for number 510. So have a good one, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.